It is important that we serve in our communities. I love this quote. It's one that I can't find who the source of it was, but it's a great one. It says, volunteering is the ultimate exercise in democracy. You vote in elections once a year, but when you volunteer, you vote every day about the kind of community you want to live in. And I know all of you have great volunteer hearts. The framers of this Constitution that we live by worked very hard to have it be a living, breathing document. And they talked about justice for all, about how we all needed to work, and that was something that we very much cherished, was liberty and justice for all. It means honoring the rule of law, which ensures that nobody's above the law, and that all of us, whether you're the president or you clean the president's bathroom, play by the same rules. It's not about who you are. It shouldn't matter whether or not you're rich or you're from this neighborhood or you drive that car. What should matter is, what did you do? All right, let me finish with a couple of things. I do a lot of missions work. Last year somebody asked me a couple of questions about it and I didn't have any pictures to show. This is one of the organizations I work with, builds churches all around the world, and I want to show you about differences in price disparity. This church is in China and it'll seat about 1,000 people. Guess what it cost? $40,000. This is a church orphanage combination in India where the first floor is an orphanage for 12 girls. The pastor and his wife live in the back, and in the upstairs is an open room where they can have 200 people in a sanctuary. And that church orphanage in India costs $13,000. So for me, I'm using a lot of money that I give away to support these things where the money can really make a difference. I don't know about you guys, but in Greensboro, North Carolina, you can't get a whole lot for $13,000. You certainly can't build an orphanage, a manse, and a church. All right, let's talk about Abraham Lincoln, and then I'm going to call it quits and let you guys go to lunch. A lot of people forget that Abraham Lincoln was a lawyer. He was a very fine lawyer. Actually, somebody said that he was the best lawyer when the facts were on his side and the worst lawyer when the facts weren't on his side. I think that says a lot about what an honorable man that he was. But he had a habit that a lot of people don't know about, and he would take off his trademark stovepipe hat and go visit the troops during the Civil War who were injured. And he, on one day, went to see a young boy who was 16 years of age who had had both of his legs blown off by cannon fire, and the boy was almost at the point of death. Lincoln came up to him and said, "Son, is there anything I can do for you?" And the boy didn't recognize who Lincoln was, and he said, "Yes, will you write a letter to my mother for me?" The President of the United States then sat on the boy's cot and took his dictation, and this is what he wrote. "My dearest mother, I've been badly hurt and they tell me I'll not recover. God bless you and Father, and please kiss John and Mary for me. I love you, and I hope I've made you proud that I'm your son." Lincoln finished writing it, and in the bottom wrote, "Transcribed by A. Lincoln." And he handed it back to the boy. The boy read it, and he looked up at him and he said, "Are you the president?" And he said, "Yes, son. And now that you know that, is there anything else I can do?" And the boy, sensing he was dying, said, "Yes. Will you hold my hand and see me through?" For the next 3 hours, the President of the United States, the most powerful man on the planet, sat on that boy's cot and waited until he died, holding his hand. Then Lincoln, with tears in his eyes, bent down, kissed his cheek, covered the boy with a sheet, and walked out of that hospital. Is that not the kind of public servant we all want to be? No matter how important or how unimportant we may think we are, that we that take time to get personally involved with individuals. Justice for all is a promise worth keeping. Now I'm leaving you with this. There is power in who you are. There is power in who I am. And you need to walk in that. You need to speak it out, just like we did that pointing exercise. You need to talk to yourself that you are powerful and that you can achieve great things, and you need to listen to that voice in your head. You don't need to listen to the negative voices. But women for a long time have listened to lots of negative voices. But in fact, since John F. Kennedy, more women have been registered to vote than men, and since Lyndon Baines Johnson, more women have actually voted than men. We are the majority, ladies. Let's act like it. Let's act like it. Everywhere you go, you're an ambassador. You're an ambassador for your school, you're an ambassador for your parents, you're an ambassador for your neighborhood, and if you're an ambassador, here's how they greet an ambassador. Good afternoon, Your Excellency. That's what I'm calling you today. You are Your Excellencies. And I can assure you that if you are enthusiastic, you will get more jobs than your next door neighbor. If you have a joy of life attached to you, people will want to be around you, and you will succeed more than those who are not. I am proud to be here with you today, and I am serious. I care about you. That is why I am here. I want all of you to do incredible things in your life, and I thank you very much for letting me be here today, this hour with you, to speak. Thank you.